Welcome to the Amazing Authorities Podcast, where game changers, visionaries, and category leaders share how they built their brands, platforms, and global influence. Your host is Mitch Carson, international speaker, media strategist, and creator of the Instant Authority System. If you're ready to learn from those who've done it and want to become the go-to expert in your space, you're in the right place.
Today's expert, I can't sing the praises loud enough for. Her name is Chris Yam. She's there in Singapore with many of you watching and attending this conference. I have an anthology, which you're all going to be privy to. If you haven't seen it yet, you will in short order, about the amazing authors of Singapore, the amazing authors. Yes, many of whom are on this platform that we're going to be discussing today. But the quality of your book matters. Some people make the statement that you never judge a book by its cover. I greatly disagree. Oh, Chris, welcome to this session, which we're going to talk about with you. And I want to just say, she's my go-to gal, not for Hong Kong noodles, but for book formatting and making sure the quality is 5 stars, because she's a 5-star lady. And what matters is how the book looks. It does matter greatly when you go out and you look at the quality. If it's not congruent, because we're talking during this summit, this conference with these expert speakers, it does matter, because you don't wear an Armani suit with beat up, dirty, soiled tennis shoes. And Chris makes sure that your tennis shoes, that is your walking component, are clean. The laces are clean. Everything's buffed up so you can go out to a 5-star dinner looking fantastic. Now, Chris, what do you think about, you own a printing company, the premier printing company there in Singapore. I visited your office. Everything you do, your boutique, high quality. I'm going to let you do some talking because I'm overly enthusiastic about you, for you. But I'm going to drink a little bit of water and let you talk a little bit.
Okay, good. First of all, good morning, Mitch. Thank you for inviting me on this podcast. So I actually grew up in this business. It's like from very young, where my dad started his printing business way back in 1975. That was like 40
years ago. 50 years ago.
50 years ago, yes.
My gosh. Wow.
I grew up in his company, helping him, and when I finished my study, I decided to join him, and that's how I started in this business. It reveals my age, Mitch.
Well, it is what it is. You got it. You inherited it from your dad, and you grew up in it, and that's not an uncommon story. Now, is your dad an immigrant?
He's born and bred here in Singapore.
So he's saying, all right. So you're second generation.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
So, but he started the business himself.
Yes.
Okay. So you had that background. So what are all the services you provide authors? Since this is specifically geared towards authors and existing authors and prospective authors.
Okay, so I feel like what you say, the book, the authors have already spent a lot of time writing the book, which is really their biggest asset. And really to bring out the essence of their asset, I think the design of the book cover, the internal pages need to really bring out the essence of what they want to share with the world, especially if they have very good knowledge and experience that they want to share with the world. I think we need to do their knowledge justice.
100% agree. And there's something to be said for not just the cover, not just the content, but attention to detail, because little hinges swing big doors. And I know myself, being a former journalist, and I look for grammatical mistakes, punctuation, capitalization when it should or shouldn't exist. Talk to me about that and what that does for the mental perception of the reader.
Okay, so maybe I can just bring out one example that I did for
Sure.
this, which is, Venus Rising. It's actually a collage also of several authors. So when we started this book, it's very important that we have some very good professional shoot shots of of the the authors, you can see. And
Yes.
it is the design as a book, it need to be very clean and bring out the heading. That's something that is very important. And even as a collage, we spend time on really taking some good photos so that to bring out the authors, and also to have very meaningful photos that can represent the title itself. You see, a picture speaks 1,000 words. So I feel these are the things that's very important to bring out the essence. Like this is also another customer of mine. So, his topic is uncommon. So there's a theme, uncommon, uncommon. So these are
Oh,
the few things that,
so it's a series. It's a
yes, it's a
series.
series. Yes.
Let's talk about the importance of congruency of brand in a series. What do you advise authors with that? Because that's all part of the marketing. Instead of having one-off books here and here, it's a bit disjointed.
Yes, it's very important to to share your experience. I'm sure there are many areas to share your expertise. It's really a branding, and not only just to have one book, but have several, and you can really deliver showing a different segment or different areas of your expertise, which is just like this author. So his branding is very much when he started. He talks about Singapore, which is the uncommon nation, right? And then after that, he brought in how he actually do his mentorship. So it is uncommon mentorship. And then later on, he actually got himself recovered from diabetes, and he make it uncontrolled. It's really a branding for himself and showing his different areas of expertise and the masters.
Yeah, and he uses the same tagline. I'm going to bring up one of the most prolific co-authors in history, both of whom are friends of mine. I've shared the stage with over the years, Jack Canfield and Mark Victor Hansen. They co-authored the world famous 600 million copies sold Chicken Soup for the Soul series. Now, all of those books have different content. By the way, they never wrote a word in any of those books. It was all a brand and marketing game, what they did. Their whole scheme was settled around Chicken Soup for the Soul, which was the first book, and they had it filled with stories of people who contributed, and they were marketers, they were salesmen. Jack Canfield is more the educator. Mark Victor Hansen is the classic, handsome, loud, boisterous, exceptional, motivating speaker from the stage. He sold it, talked a mile a minute, big smile, nice man, kind-hearted. Both of them are kind-hearted individuals, but they built a brand around Chicken Soup, which then led to merchandise around that entire brand. They had Chicken Soup mugs, pens,
Exactly.
paper, all sorts of items related to Chicken Soup for the Soul. And let me repeat that number to stagger you. 600 million copies of their books in various genres. It started with an idea, but the art was always the same. The fonts were always the same, and their names were written in the same place in every book. So it was recognizable. I mean, even if we think about cars, Lexus is a brand, Mercedes is a brand, Chicken Soup is a brand. Your gentleman that you just showed is a brand of books. And if not formatted correctly inside, does that help or hinder a brand?
It will definitely bring out the brand with all this consistency. That's very important. You are right, Mitch.
Yeah, it's so important to do this and to do this correctly. And what are some of the most important elements to have in a book? Let's talk about that. You do judge a book by its cover. You do judge a book by its back cover, its spine. Tell us about what the elements are. What is needed, the checklist inside a book to make it look complete, comprehensive, and perceived to be well done.
Okay, a very good book will begin with, of course, very good compelling cover design. That's one of the checklists. And then many a times that when we look into the book, it would be very important to bring in photos or even images, charts, and diagrams that actually can bring out the essence of the book. So this is that I feel that many of the authors actually can improve on that. Like recently, this book that I did, right? They even have they have carefully designed charts to explain the importance of it, and he used a lot of even pictures to bring out, even like the recent one, like the Lotus in Bloom. It's not, besides he just talk about the flowers, the lotus, he really bring in the photos. So this is one very important, actually one of the very in element recently, that not just only text, but bringing photos, diagram that can actually explain your story, or what you want, what's the knowledge that you want to share with your readers. That's very important.
Infographics. Do you like infographics?
Yes. That's very important. And I also feel that the chapters title, the chapters heading, carefully planned so that it can bring out like each chapter what is the story, and it is flowing. That also, like sometimes, many a times, even when the reader, they are really running very short of time in reading, but sometimes by glancing through the chapter title, it already can bring out a lot of meaning of the book and understand a lot of takeaways, from the book. There are a lot of many busy people, and the titles are very important. And one very important takeaway I feel in a book, it will be testimonials.
Yes.
Getting good testimonials will actually bring out a very important essence of what the book you want to share with your readers. I feel getting good testimony is very important. Yeah.
And what do you think about the forward, afterward? Do you think that adds value?
Yes. Forward, if you can invite someone that is really an expert in that field, or someone that is important, that can really bring out your book, the importance of the book. Like recently, there was this book about ladies. So they gotten this lawyer who was the first lady lawyer in Singapore to do the forward, to bring out like, okay, this is a book about the entrepreneurs here in Singapore. So you find someone that is really of very good recognition, that will bring out the essence of your book.
So, all right, how about, so the forward, and can they also have an afterword?
Yes, definitely. Afterwards, it's also something to really help to conclude the book, which I many a times also I read Mitch afterwards that he did for one of the authors was really great, and it's really very good to end off with a book with an afterword. That will also help a lot.
And how about a solid introduction or dedication? Should those be included, or only where you think, or is there certain instances where it's not necessary?
Dedication is one of the very important segment, which is, I think, is a time. Many a times I see the authors are acknowledging their loved ones, especially the family who have been backing them up, supporting them in the writing of the book. And there's also one part that this book is specifically written for a group of audience. You can dedicate the book to that group of audience. So that will also really explain what you want to share about the book. That's something that introduction is also important. It's like so many points are important. Yes, all important, but that that means we actually break down the book into several parts, and introduction is really to start a snippet of what the book is about.
And a bibliography, should it be noted or included?
Bibliography, it depends on the authors, not all, but it depends on whether you need that bibliography. Yes.
Yeah, one of the talk to me about ways, because most people upload to Amazon. And what have you seen? What tricks have you seen from the authors that you've printed for? Because Amazon will not give you their list of clients. They won't supply you the buyers. What are some of the best tricks, and I'll share some too, of getting people from when they buy the book to get onto your list? How do you move them from Amazon to you?
Okay. I can see that there is we can do it in a very, very beautiful way by giving adding values to the reader. Take for example, scan this QR code to download my foolproof system or simple system, to progress to your next step. So having little snippet, maybe some QR code or some link to your website, some link to your landing page, that whereby you want to share with the reader more resources. So that will help to lure them to leave the context. Because definitely there was a time that this author, they say, oh, do you would like to do a simple test to get to know yourself better? Click this link and then you will get to download this questionnaire to get to know yourself better. Definitely, as the reader, I would want to get to know more about myself. I'll definitely click on that link, and by providing the email, you got your customer's contact, and in the end, you can get to connect with your so-called your customer or your readers. I think that's a fantastic way. Not that has to be really be used very, very strategically. Very important. Yes.
Well, I'll go old school. And when I came out with my book, The Silent Salesman, published by John Wiley and Sons in the US, and it was in American bookstores, it was in European bookstores in the English-speaking world, then got translated into German. It was in the traditional publishing route. And I sold 11,000 copies in the US, 4,000 in Germany, all through bookstores. And then I placed them inside airport bookstores all throughout America for 2 months and sold very, very well. And made a lot of money because of what the book did for me. It booked consulting contracts, which was very lucrative for me. Hundreds of thousands of dollars came out of that. Then I had on the cover of the book, and I had to insist on this with John Wiley. They came up with the design of the cover, and there wasn't very much flexibility because they paid me a $10,000 advance to publish the book. And I didn't have much influence on the cover. I was a first-time author of the published arena with a big New York publisher. But I said, free, email me for your free seminar tickets, value $2,000, which I had as a strip on the cover. That got people to email me. QR codes did not exist back then. That wasn't the great. Now everybody has a phone and scans it. I think at that time there might have been Blackberries, and Blackberries weren't cameras. They were text devices. Great at the time. Yeah, I was using a Blackberry. And so the way to get it was email me, and then there would be text messaging, but you want to move them out of the Amazon environment as quickly as possible onto your own landing page so you can market other services so they can reach out to you and pay you money. Because there's one thing to scratch the itch of writing a book. It's another to use it as a stepping stone to make big monies. Start as a seed, then blossom with all the other elements. The book is your seed.
Yes, really, that's very true. In fact, I do have a client that she's in the scent business. When she came out a book, she immediately she's being portrayed as an expert in that area, and she got people very big deals, especially in a lot of big companies that actually engage her to send their places. So that's how she, not just only the book, but actually bring in a more, concrete deals for her business. Yes.
Okay. Well, great. What else can someone do cosmetically that falls within your category to create more sales or create a stronger branding presence?
Stronger branding. Okay. So I guess like this, maybe I can make another example of
Sure.
author. It's like he has been learning how to do the stock and all that on his own, and he decided that he just did 100 tips to more sensible stock investing. So this is something that he used it to bring out from an unknown person, from really just someone that's really investing at home, by coming out producing a book. I think this is only one of his. I have the other book of his. He has actually created 2 books, and then this is to really bring out his branding. And that will bring him to another level of what he wants to do, really.
Okay, good. Well, that's important. Well, Chris, any final word for our viewers and listeners today? And how can they get in contact with you if they want to get expert consulting work from you on creating super well-received content? Because we just completed this anthology with you. You print in Singapore, so for US people, might be a little bit difficult, but for the Singaporean people to reach out to you, what's the best way to reach you?
Well, they can reach out to me on my webpage. The company name is called ColourXpress, as the company dictates. It's like using color to express your branding. So
how do you spell color? Because that's important. I don't know if
Okay, the color is COLOUR, and then the express is XPRESS. So it's one word, ColourXpress, COLOURXPRESS. So it's like ColourXpress Media. This is our company that helps the authors.
Yeah, because the spelling of color for us in America is COLOR. We spell differently. So very good. Well, Chris, you've been a great guest. Thank you. You shared some super gems, and I'll certainly have you on again. And I look forward to seeing you next time I'm in Singapore. Thank you.
Thanks for tuning in to the Amazing Authorities Podcast. If today's episode inspired you, take a moment to subscribe, rate, and leave a review. It helps more experts like you rise to the top. For behind-the-scenes access and free resources to boost your authority, head to MitchCarson.com. Until next time, stay amazing.